Hi, Bianca here. Hope you're having an awesome day. I just wanted to make this quick video for you because I was talking to a designer the other day who was incredibly overwhelmed and kind of like I know the feeling, and I know you know the feeling because you're in business or you want to go into business, and there is literally 101 decisions to make, and you don't know which one to do first, and you end up getting kind of what I call comparinitis when you start looking around at what other people are doing and start comparing yourself to everyone and start to feel really intimidated and really afraid, and then that fear turns and festers into something that is quite crippling, and you end up not taking any action at all. And then another month goes by, another 2 or 3 months go by, and you're just like, oh my God, why aren't I doing this? And the fear is absolutely, just sabotaging your success. So what I just wanted to share with you was the process that I went through with this lovely lady that I spoke to on Saturday morning on Skype, who was so dedicated that after we actually caught up, and I think it was 11 o'clock her time, she actually stayed up until 4 in the morning working on putting a plan together based on what we spoke about, which I just think is so dedicated. And I think she also got up at 4 to watch that webinar that I did last week for about lead magnets or something. That is like crazy ass. Congratulations to you. You know who you are. So that's just kick ass. So anyway, we were kind of talking about, so she wants to start a design business, and we were talking about all the kind of options out there available to her. She still couldn't really decide on a business name because she was looking around at all the other business names and everything. She was trying to register. Obviously, the domains were taken. It's really hard to find a unique name these days. And as we're kind of walking, she's walking me through where she's at and what she wants to do, and we're kind of discussing what is her niche, what she wants to do, what she loves doing, and we just kind of kept going down these rabbit holes. And I could tell that she was clearly overwhelmed because she had so many choices available. And I mean, that's web, isn't it? That's online. It's just crazy. But what we needed to do was take a step back and look down with a bird's eye view of what the end looked like. So what we drilled down to was, what I was asking her was, how much money do you want to make? How many days per week? How many hours do you want to work? What kind of stuff do you love doing? Who do you want to help? All these kind of just basic questions. But what you can do is start to reverse engineer your success. So for her, we looked at her money goal, how much money she wanted to make, and then we looked at, okay, so what is that made up of? What products or services does she want to do? Does she want to offer? Is it going to be like in-person workshops? Is it going to be webinars? Is it going to be online courses? Is it going to be design projects? Is it going to, there's so many different things that you can sell, and you can sell your knowledge. So first of all, working out what is that made up of? What is that money made up of? What products and services are you going to sell, and how many of them do you need to sell? So if you want to make $1,000 a month, say for example, selling one product that sells for $100, well, you can work out how many of those you need to sell. And so start looking at where that money is going to come from, and what your ideal is. Now it's different for everyone. She might want to make 100 grand a year. You might want to make 500. You might be happy with 50K. You might be happy with, 10 grand a month. Whatever that is for you, it doesn't matter. You just have to know what that is and clarify what that is. Like, get clarity around exactly how you're going to go about it. So then what we worked on next was, what does she need to do in the next 30 days to make that happen? Now, one of the things that I know just through experience, the first 6 months of my business, I was working out of my parents' lounge room. You have to have a fuckload of self-discipline if you are going to make it in business. Let's just say, like, we work harder than anyone on wages. So what she was doing was not putting deadlines around things. So we said, okay, you have to let's set a date. So by Monday, you have to have a business name locked down, in the bag, registered, done and dusted. Does it matter if it's the right name? Fuck no, it doesn't. My first business name was Creative, spelt with a K and an 8. Do you think anyone could find that in the yellow pages? Big mistake. But I changed it a year later, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know, I changed it to BRB Creative. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect. And more importantly, it doesn't matter if you make mistakes. We are so paralyzed by making mistakes. And do you know what? 90% of the shit that we worry about never fucking happens. It never happens. And also, another like soundbite piece of advice from learning shit the really, really hard way is that basically a mistake isn't even a mistake. It's just a lesson. And it's all part of the journey. Like, do you think you're going to get it right? If you want to start a blog and start, sending out a newsletter, a weekly newsletter, daily newsletter, whatever, do you think you're going to get it right the first time round? Fuck no, but no one's going to remember anyway. It doesn't matter. You just have to actually take action. So you need to get a 30-day plan in place with dates, with deadlines, and you make sure as hell that you stick to those deadlines. And you just have to actually start taking action and treating it like a business. If you want to launch a course or an online program or start a newsletter, whatever it is you want to do, first define it, put some money goals around that, work out how many people you need to get in to meet that goal, and then reverse engineer. So how many, if I want 10 people to sign up, I need 100 people on my list to start with. Say, for example, if you have a highly engaged list, it's not unusual to get 10 to 20, 30% conversion rate on a highly engaged list. So start with the end in mind. Be prepared to fall flat on your face time and time and time again. I mean, that's entrepreneurism. That's business. That's all part of the journey. You just learn how to get up and dust yourself off and be better for the next campaign or the next time round. You are going to fail, but failure is good. Every failure is one step closer to success. So when you're feeling really overwhelmed and you can't make decisions and you can't your head is just it's paralyzing, then just look to the next 30 days and what you can do right now and what kind of rules you can place around yourself and what you're going to do. I know, for example, if you wanted to, and we're going to go into a lot more detail in the webinar tomorrow, so I do hope you're joining me for that. It's at 9:00 Sydney time. It's going to be how I'd build a 500k design business if I had to start over from scratch, knowing what I know now after 13 years and probably 4,000 plus mistakes, but hey, who's counting? I don't care. It's got me to where I am now and in a place where I'm about to up level again into a whole other, different area. So yeah, that's my advice is take action, put a plan together, put deadlines around it. Don't be afraid of failing and just get out there and go for it. Talk to you soon. Bye.